Hey there guys, it's Rick Cutesy here with AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. And today we're taking a look at a beast of an air gun. This is the Hatsan Piledriver in 50 caliber. Now on paper, this thing's supposed to do 800 foot-pounds. Does it hit that mark? Let's find out. So before we get started, I definitely want to say thank you to Pyramid Air for sponsoring AirgunWeb in these videos. Guys, you're looking for that next air gun, especially this time, it's holiday time, guys. You're looking for that perfect air gun. We got to go to www.pyramidair.com, let them know that Rick sent you, pick out something really cool, and get it in time for the holidays. So what is the Piledriver? The Piledriver is a 50 caliber monster. It's available in 45 and 50. I opted for the 50 because I wanted to see, are we going to get that 800 foot-pounds? Are we going to get there? Because that is a big number, guys. When you're talking about air gun and power, 800 is a big number, okay? Just recently we were talking 600, 650 was the biggest number. Now we're talking 800. Come on, that's huge. So the Hatsan Piledriver, the way they're trying to get that power, they've got a carbon fiber bottle, 300 bar, so we're talking 4350-ish. That's a lot of pressure. We've got just a single shot action. We'll get to how that works here in a minute. Okay, now believe it or not, this is actually a bullpup. I know you look at it and you go, Rick, that thing is huge. Well, it is, and can you imagine what it would be like if the action was forward where it's supposed to be? The way they get all that power is by having a really long barrel. Sure, they've got a massive tank with a lot of pressure and a big wide open valve, but you need that long barrel to really get that extra power. Well, if you had this in a traditional rifle, it'd be forever long. So they dropped it back into a bullpup design. And I gotta tell you, when you're at the bench, this thing's kind of okay to shoot. I haven't found it to be a problem. I don't find it heavy. I think it's very comfortable. I like the balance. Normally with a bullpup, I think the scope has to be so high. I get this weird, out of balance feeling for me personally. But this is actually really nice on the bench. Now, I don't know what this would be like out in the field because she's pretty hefty. I mean, it's not as heavy as maybe I thought it was going to be, but that's a lot of weight. I don't know that I'd want to carry that around and maybe kind of hump through the woods with it. Maybe want to have it up in a stand on a nice rest or something. And this thing is just beastly. So let's talk about operation a little bit. It is a PCP, which you guys that know these guns already know that. If you don't know what that means we're going to fill this bottle with a lot of high pressure air. Exactly, again, 300 bar, 4,350 PSI. Now, your typical carbon fiber bottle is topped off at 4,500 PSI. Well, here's if you guys don't know this, if you're not into PCP guns and don't know how this works, just because you have a big bottle doesn't mean you're going to keep being able to top this off above what's in that bottle. So once you've kind of filled this one time from that 4,500, you may only get one or two full fills even with that big high pressure bottle. So that means the most effective way to really use this and make sure you're getting the most out of it is going to be with some sort of compressor. Now, I'm using the Hill compressor. I love this thing. It's quiet, it's really clean, it's really smart, and the thing that really kills these personal compressors, the small ones, is that they get really hot, and the Hill has got this management system, a software controlled management system, that when it reaches a certain temperature, I think it's 75 degrees Celsius, it just says, hold on, I need to cool down for a little bit. And then as it cools down, it gets down to 65 degrees Celsius and it kicks right back on. That is awesome. Now, why is that important with this? Because you're only getting 3 shots out of this. You take a 4th shot, which we did just to see what it was like on a Crony, and that's a lot of air you're trying to put back in this bottle. You're gonna drain this down well below 200 bar. So you gotta bring that way all the way up to 300 bar. And that little compressor will get kind of hot doing that, even though today it's pretty pleasant. It's maybe 70 degrees out here today. But you get in a hotter environment, it may have to cycle 2 or 3 times, but here's the beauty. That's okay. It cools down and starts up again. If it gets too hot, it stops, cools down, and starts up again. You can sort of just set it and forget it. I mean, you don't want to leave it unattended, but you can keep an eye on it and make sure that it's topping your gun off properly. So I've been using that Hill compressor for the whole video here, and the more I use it, the more I love it. It is a great little compressor. So the way you're going to fill this, first of all, this does use a probe. Now, when you buy this gun, it comes with the probe. It does not come with that little fitting. So when you're buying your gun, if you know you're going to need to hook this to a quick disconnect fitting, you'll want to get that little guy right there. It's a little we call it a nipple, but it's actually, it's a Foster male QD fitting. That's what it is. Anyway, you want that goes into your hose, and it's gonna go right in this hole. Now, if you notice here, the hole is closed, but the minute I cock it, it opens up. Now it stays open, and that actually lets you know, is the gun cocked or not. So with that open, you go ahead and put this in, hook your hose up, and you can go ahead and fill your gun. When you're done, you pull it out, go ahead and shut your gun. Now, right now, the gun's actually could fire. We don't want that. So we're gonna go ahead and decock it. I'll show you how to do that. So you have a safety under here, pull it back towards you, safety's on, push it forward or towards the muzzle, safety's off. So I'm gonna hold on to the cocking handle with the safety off and release the trigger. There we go. And now the gun is safe. And if you notice, the hole's closed up again, you know that the gun is safe. That's very, very cool. Now, what do I have on top of this? Because the gun does not come with open sights. I have the brand new Sidewinder, the Hawke Sidewinder. This is the newer, lighter, smaller, more compact, but just as awesome optic, probably even more awesome than the original Sidewinder. This also is first focal plane. So that means as you kind of increase the magnification, that reticle comes with you, so all of your mil dot spacing stays the same. That's awesome. I love this new scope. We're gonna be doing more with this scope later, but I kind of wanted to get it on this rifle to see how it does, and it did awesome. So we're gonna get down to the crux of it, right? Well, maybe not. Let's talk a little bit more about the aesthetics, just a couple little things. We've got tri-rails, which are great. We got a nice bipod I put on here. The cheek riser is adjustable if you would like to adjust it. Here it goes. Okay, so you can adjust that if you want. And I believe, yes, as typical with the Hatsan guns, you can also adjust the buttstock here. So you can get this fairly customized. Now, I found it shooting from the bench. It just sat right in there. It was really pleasant to shoot. I will say that ear protection with this guy is a must. It is very, very loud. So normally I have a pretty high tolerance for such things, but a couple shots, I knew I was gonna be going through a lot of ammo. I went and got my ear protection. I'll tell you what else helped also, because accuracy with this is important. You're pushing a lot of energy. I'm not gonna tell you how much yet. You're pushing a lot of energy, and you wanna put it where you need it. I'm gonna ask my assistant, who loves to be on camera, and I'm gonna see how she's gonna get away with not getting on camera here. She's gonna hand me the target. She's working, she's thinking hard. And now she's just denying I'm not doing it. She's just refusing to go, oh, she's gonna do that. Oh, this is great. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it. She's gonna get me the phone. I need my phone, and I need the target. I need the target too. Yeah, she thinks she's getting away. She's doing the, oh man. I love trying to get her on camera. And she managed to do it again. Next time, no hoodies on set. No hoodies on set. All right, so before we get to that, no, let's actually talk about this first. Okay, so when I first started shooting it, I was getting some pretty erratic groups, and what I realized, the recoil on this is pretty significant. It's not like pounding like a firearm where it's just gonna hurt your shoulder, but it moves you around. I mean, it moves you, and we've got some slow motion. You're gonna see it moves. I'm a big guy, and it moves me, and there's a good bit of recoil. And you actually, you know, I'm used to shooting air guns, no recoil. This has got a lot of recoil, and I found myself kind of pulling my shots. Also, because it's so loud, I found myself anticipating the shot. So I put these on, and all of a sudden, my groups went down to that. Now, you only get 3 good shots. And when I say 3 good shots, you guys ready? Drum roll, please. All right, so, all right, here we go. What do we get? All right, spoiler alert. We didn't get 800 foot-pounds. We got 640. Now, caveat. I only had 1 bit of ammo to try. These are the Hunter Supply. You also, Air Venturi sells the same exact bullet under their name. 420 grain. I think there are a lot of different options, maybe heavier, that would probably get you some more foot-pounds. So will you get to 800? Ooh, that's a stretch. I mean, we're kind of really short of 800 here. But you don't know. You might actually get it. But I would really want to try a lot more, you know, variety of ammos to see if we got there. But let me tell you the good thing, okay? Because 600 foot-pounds or 640, That's a lot of energy, guys. I mean, that's a ton. I mean, just a year ago, we thought 650 was it. So, I mean, let's be realistic here. The first 3 shots, 828, 823, 805. Okay, so that's 3 shots that are essentially, in a big bore, identical shots. And that's why we got that group at 50 yards. So that group at 50 yards is going to take down just about anything in North America. I bet you, and I've never hunted an elk, but I bet you the right shot, you could take an elk with this. Now, maybe I'm wrong. You guys out there that hunt all the time say, Rick, you're full of it. I don't know. That's 640 foot-pounds that I can put 3 shots like that. That's impressive. I mean, just full stop impressive. So I think that's pretty awesome. I will tell you that the technique to get the good accuracy out of this for me was you gotta hold it like you mean it. I mean, it is not a finesse gun. You wanna pull it in, hold it tight, and just grip it and rip it. And then your groups just come together. So I really personally would love to have like a whole table full of different ammo and just see which one gets me closer to that 800 foot-pounds. But frankly, 640 foot-pounds with most of the other big bores that I'm shooting are 300 to 400. At 640 is pretty awesome, let me tell you. Guys, this is the Hatsan Piledriver. I want to tell you, I really enjoyed shooting this gun. It was comfortable. It was not difficult to shoot. Trigger was nice. Accuracy was very easy to achieve. Once we sighted the scope, I put the headphones on, got comfortable. My groups just shrunk, and I can shoot those all day. So let me tell you, just an awesome shooting air gun. Tons of power. Absolutely tons of power. Guys, that's it. My name is Rick Utzer here with AirgunWeb. We tell you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.